My boyfriend proposed to me at our friend's wedding. I said no. Would you ever propose at someone else's wedding?
Bro, no.
No. Hi there. This is a throwaway since my boyfriend knows I have a Reddit account I regularly use. Names I'm using are fake. Sorry in advance for a long post. I, 32 male, and my boyfriend Ryan, 33 male, have been together for almost 2 years. In those 2 years, I haven't seen any behavior that anyone would consider as red flags. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Rana 17. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. Please, we'll read it for ya.
We'll do it.
So, he's respectful of me, my family, friends, and coworkers. He's not controlling, and he acts his age. We do have disagreements or misunderstandings here and there, but they are minor and usually get resolved in a few hours once cooler heads prevail. Ryan and I were invited to the wedding of our friends Dustin and Kara. I'll go with Kara.
We're going with Kara.
Which happened a few weeks ago. Ryan was the Dustin's best man while I was a groomsman. Just a brief background about our friendship with Dustin and Kara. Ryan and Dustin were best friends since high school and even went to the same college together. A few years after graduating college, Dustin and Kara started dating. When Ryan turned 31, he came out to his friends and family. In fact, Dustin and Kara were the first of Ryan's friends he came out to, and he also used this as an opportunity to introduce me as his boyfriend to his family and friends.
You?
I then became fast friends with Dustin and Kara. Back to the present, the ceremony went well. It was during the reception that the incident happened.
The incident.
During Ryan's best man speech, he started off about how he and Dustin were friends and how he witnessed Dustin and Kara's relationship blossom. His delivery was both funny and romantic, which at the time made me fall in love with him even more.
Aw.
Keywords at the time.
Oh, that was a good catch. It ain't that time anymore, buddy.
He then ends his speech, asks everyone to stand up, and has everyone toast the happy couple. He gave the speech before the couples give theirs. Before I got to sit down, Ryan then turns to me, pulls out a ring box from his pocket, gets down on one knee, and he proposes to me.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
What does he say?
What does he say? Probably like, will you marry me?
I mean,
I knew you were gonna do it. I walked right into it. Right into it. He even says that Dustin and Kara's wedding inspired him to propose to me. I was livid. I was looking at Ryan, but I didn't know what to say back nor how to react. I then glanced at Dustin and then looked at Kara. To me, she seemed angry or pissed, but I wasn't sure if it was me or Ryan or the both of us. I then mouthed the words, "I'm very sorry."
Dude, when your partner is mouthing "I'm very sorry" to people when they're proposing to you, you know you've effed up.
Yeah. Red alert, red flag warning. Get out of there. But I wasn't sure if I made my apology audible enough for her to hear. I panicked, grabbed Ryan to get outside of the venue and talk. The talk outside was the biggest and most heated argument we had as a couple. I told him that given any other circumstance, I would have said yes to his proposal, but to do it at someone else's wedding is a massive no-no.
That's not
John,
it.
what do you not do at weddings?
Propose.
There you go.
And
Propose. Huh?
that's right.
When I asked him if either Dustin or Kara knew about this proposal, he simply said that he wanted his proposal to be a surprise to everyone. He then said that I embarrassed him in front of everyone and more attendees know him as compared to me. I also told him that it's his fault that I'm in this awkward situation. I don't recall how long we were arguing, but it was long enough to miss the reception festivities such as cake cutting, first dance, etc. Wow, that's a long time. Those aren't quick activities.
Also, just like adding to the stupidity is like when people do like the wedding proposals where it's like at an event or like with a lot of people, they tell the other people so that way they can help make it. It's like a surprise party. You don't want to throw a surprise party and then someone gets there and you're the only one that's like, surprise. There's surprise, I guess. Like, no, that's not how it works.
We ended our argument when he asked if I still wanted to marry him. I responded that I need more time to think about it.
Ooh.
He then stormed off back into the reception. When he left, that's when I cried. I decided to not return to the reception. Instead, I got back to the hotel room that Ryan and I were sharing. When Ryan returned to the hotel room after the reception, we were both still ignoring each other. When we were about to check out from the hotel, Ryan broke the silence and decided that we shouldn't spend this holiday season together. I agreed and went our separate ways to our own families for the holidays.
God.
Now I'm just imagining this as like a Hallmark, like a Christmas story. Now that the holidays are in, I'm like, oh, it's snowing outside. There's lights everywhere. It's only nighttime because that's when you can see the lights. I'm writing this almost a month after we decided to go separate ways. Ryan and I haven't contacted each other, but I feel that we should talk about this and decide if we should still see each other or break up. I'm thinking of initiating the conversation, but I'm still conflicted if I went by this all wrong. So, am I the a-hole for not saying yes to my boyfriend's proposal when he proposed during our friend's wedding? And there are some comments and more to the story, but what would your answer be?
I have some thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
So while I do agree that it's like, okay, yeah, this is like not the right time. I don't know if the answer I was expecting to hear was like, oh, do you still want to marry me? And it being like, yes, I still want to marry you, but this was just such a blunder. Like, come on, what's going on? But it was like, I don't know anymore. And I'm like, I don't know.
That's pretty wild.
Right? Am I crazy?
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying because it's like maybe like imagine situation's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
You're with someone, love them, want to marry them, and then they suggest that like a really good idea would be to propose at a wedding, and then you're like, I just got the ick after all those years. I got the ick and now we're done. Now I don't want to marry you. You know what I mean? Because at that point, it's not just the embarrassment. What are you?
Taking notes.
She's taking notes.
There are some comments. One comment says, not the a-hole. It that he did this to you and is effectively blaming you. I would maybe reach out to the bride and groom to apologize if you haven't, and then tell him that you both need to talk once you've decided what to do. Honestly, I can't see this relationship surviving. He acted badly, and his reaction to yours was terrible. And OP responds, I had lunch with Kara a few days ago. The first thing she asked me was if I knew Ryan was proposing during the reception. I said no, and she said that she suspected that I had no idea because of how I reacted to the proposal. She also has told me that her husband tried contacting Ryan, but got no answer. Ooh, interesting. But there is an update. First, thanks for all the comments, feedback, and advice from my original post. For those who haven't read my previous post, the long story short is that I didn't respond to my boyfriend's proposal because he did it during the reception of our friend's wedding. We had a huge argument. Now we're on a break for almost a month and a half. A lot of people commented that we were already broken up, especially about after a month of no contact with each other, but I would prefer to have the conversation and break up in person rather than assume. I prefer to live my life without the what ifs looming over my head. So last week, I messaged him to ask if we could meet to talk. To my surprise, he immediately responded with yes, I think we need to. Are you free this Saturday lunchtime? I responded with a yes, and he suggested that we meet at the park where we used to have our lunch dates. What do you think about that, Riley?
Ooh,
tough territory.
Just like hearing that text, he's probably like, oh my gosh, yes, I'd love to talk to you. Like,
yeah,
we're going to get married now.
Oh, so like you think she's giving him false hope?
I think he read it wrong.
I see. Fast forward to Saturday morning. I'm first at the park, and just a few minutes after, I see Ryan. Just like me, he also seems nervous. I'm also nervous because I don't know what he'll say. He could either double down on being right or apologize for the entire thing. Once we've settled in, he wants to speak first. He takes a deep breath, which I thought was him trying to psych himself up. The first words out of his mouth were, I'm very sorry.
That's a start.
That's great.
That is a start.
That's great. He apologized for everything he did to me, for putting me on the spot, for saying that I embarrassed him, for suggesting we spend the holidays apart, for going radio silent, and for not reaching out first because he knew he was wrong. During his whole apology, I was also weighing out if he was being genuinely apologetic or was he just saying things that he thought I would want to hear. For me, I believe he was remorseful, so I fully accepted his apologies. I generally give grace to others, as I also responded to some other commenters in my previous post. What he did during our friend's wedding reception was way out of his character in the 2 years we've been together. Some of you may believe that I may be ignoring a red flag, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. And you know what's a risk that's never that bad ever at all?
What, Angie? Tell me what's a risk that's never that bad at all.
Listening to full episodes of stories just like this. On guess where? Guess where, Sam?
Where, Angie?
On Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on your favorite podcast app. Just search OK Storytime. We'll be there for you.
Do that.
But wow, big apology. What do we think so far? Do we think we forgive?
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. I don't know. I kind of feel like if it was just like one completely blunder in an otherwise very good relationship, and it's like, you know what? I had the proposal fog. I was like, oh, this will be great. I'm inspired by the wedding. Is it Yes. But is it forgivable for a great relationship other than that? I feel like, and he fully understands.
Yeah.
All right. I think if there is any indicator that this is a behavior that is like reoccurring in the relationship, then like reassess. But yeah, as John said, if it's like one thing.
Yeah.
It's never, although in fairness, it never is though. There's always
As what do we always say, John? What do we always say?
take off the rose-colored glasses.
There has to have been red flags
Where are they?
earlier.
We have to see them.
This can't be the first one.
We
Yeah.
say it all the time. That's why
Say
I
it all the
remembered
time.
it. Okay.
This is some very good points being made.
I agree.
So, yeah, Ryan and I are back together. I also asked him if he was able to apologize to Dustin and Kara. He hasn't, but he intends to. He wanted to apologize to me first, then to Dustin, and to Kara next. He also asked me if I can come with when he does apologize to them. I said yes, but I told him that the apology must come from him completely. I'm just there as moral support. He nodded in agreement. I'm just glad that we were able to work through this rough patch. He hasn't brought the proposal idea yet, but I think that he understands that he needs to work his way back up again to that level of our relationship. I'm just patiently waiting for the day that he pops the question. But that's the end of the story. Look at that.
I'm not mad at it personally.
Yeah, me neither.
I also just want to make sure everyone knows, do not propose at someone else's wedding. It is the worst thing that you could do. It's like eating someone's birthday cake before they blow out the candles.
Yeah.
It's aggressive. Don't do it.